Welcome to the day 5 of our MATLAB program. Right, let me share my screen. Okay. Okay. So good evening, everyone. We are at the last day of our beginners level, means introductory level on MATLAB. Okay. So before entering into the last topics, I just want to brush up the assignments what I just gave you, right? So may I know, may just have the first assignment, right? So the first assignment is like we want to print some, we want to clear every input before we start, and then once we start we just want to print some output, right? So I'll just write a code for that. Okay, just hold on. This was the first question, right? So write a MATLAB script that will change the word in string such that the word appears in reverse order, right? So we want to make our word in a reverse order, right? Assume that the only character in the input strings are letter and space. There is no integers, only we have letters and then space we have, right? For instances, for example, if the user input will input is will the logical ecological jail rule outside the tier, then the output should be like the not the individual word, the face should be like this. So what we should do, what we should do, like let me just write the program for you. So what we want to do before writing, I just will clear, or I'll just do clear all. Okay, so then I'll just get input from the user. First of all, I'm not getting input, like by default we'll go with the certain things which they gave us. Okay, hello, something like hello, sorry, hello man, how are you, and how are you doing? Okay, I just use this. Okay, then my output should be is output is equal to split of input. What I just give, just split that off. Okay, then what is my next output? Output is what output? First I just give input, first output is it's going to split everything. Then second, what it's going to do, whatever we have split the output, sorry, output, whatever we have output we have splitted, just make it in a reverse manner. And -1 from last we want to get, right? -1 and then 1. Okay, we had reversed it. Now what we have to do, we have splitted it, we have splitted. Now hello is an element, man is an element, hello how is an element, r, right? We just splitted it, we just reversed it, we just want to join that, right? Output is equal to join the join the output. Okay, join the output. So I have that I have did this, and I just going to print whatever I got. Okay, so I'm gonna say the input string was, I'm going to say, okay, \n, and what I'm going to do here, I'm going to insert the string, right? So percentage s for string. Okay, I'm going to insert here, and then \n again to the next line. Okay, 2-3 lines will give \n \n. Okay, so the string we are going to give is the input, right? Okay, so I am going to do the same. I just said the input was, I'm going to say how, what is the output? The output, output is percentage yes again. So which is an last output. Okay, so let me just run it. See, you can see here. So the input was hello man, how are you and how are you doing. The output was doing, you, are, how, and then you, are, how, man, hello. So if it is my, if this is my input, what will be my output? So I just copy this and I give this as my input. I just run this. So my output will be the exact one. Hello man, how are you doing? Right. So here if I want to get from the user what I should do, I just we have a command, right? We just want to get, so we will be getting input, we will be inserting input command so that whatever the user is giving, it will assign it as and it install it as, right? I hope the first question is clear to you all, right? Okay, the second question is in this example we are going to do some data processing, right? So in general I'm just saying we just gave a file data, right? We just gave a Excel sheet in your WhatsApp group. It is like it want to read and it want to give the result which is exactly or greater than equal to the value 3. It is easy, right? What you are going to do, we are going to use if condition. If the result is equal to 7, you do this. If the equal to is a result is not equal to 7, do that. If else condition, right? What is the next thing? This was the things I just gave you, right? This was the two questions I just gave you. Okay, I just gave away, right? So we'll head forward to today's class. Okay, so we'll head forward to the today's class. So before moving, I just make sure you are comfortable with if condition, if else condition, elif, and then for loops, right? I guess most of the people have practiced what we have seen yesterday, right? So we'll move on to functions today. Okay, so what is function? So function is nothing but, so in simple terms I'm saying, right? In simple terms you are creating a robot. Okay, so to the robot it want to do certain tasks. Suppose it want to go to some area, it want to pick some goods and it want to come back to you and it should give that good, right? So what you will be doing, you will be instructing line by line. Go to this, take left, take right, take go straight for 100 meters, then bend down, you take that object, hold that object griply with that force, you just lift it, you just come back, back 100 meters, then right again, then left again, you will reach me and then you'll give back to me. This is my thing, right? So it is not necessary for me to say that robo every time, each and every time I don't want to see. So what I'll be doing, I'll be writing a function. So whatever I am describing, I'll just write a function for that. Okay, so whenever I just call the function, that exact things will be happening, right? So I'll start with a basic example. Okay, I'll start with a basic example of what is function. Okay, so I'm going to write a new function here. Okay, so I'll just write a, I'll just call the function. I'm going to write the function name. Suppose whatever it can be, we can write. It is just a variable, right? So I'm just saying print function. So I'm just giving a name like print function. We are not supposed to use space, right? So I'm using underscore. Okay, I'm just saying print function. I'm going to, whenever I call this function, I'm going to display some words. I'll say welcome to Alpha Learnings. I'm just going to say this. Okay. So I don't want to say my robot every time whenever people comes do this, do that, like that. Okay. Instead, I can just use this. See, I just save this. Okay. So what I'm going to do is now is check. I just open another thing. I just say I'm not going to do anything every time. So what is my function name? I have a function name. Whenever I just call my function name, just run it. Last to save some. Yes, save. Yes. Okay. Whenever I just call the function, it just says unreturn value of print function. Okay, print function. I just save this. Print function. Okay. I'm getting an unrecognized function or a variable print function. Okay, just I mentioned function. Okay, I'll do this. Find print function. I'm not getting this. So it's saving in somewhere place. I just find that place as of now. It's supposed to space no, yes. So user alpha is saying print 10. I'll just say print 10 underscore new. Okay. So user, okay. So I'm just navigating back to the directory. C user alpha and then parameters print 10. Okay. So not displaying it. Yeah. whenever I just call the function, when I just say printf, I just don't want to say every time do this, do that. I can say, I can just give a set of things, display this, and then once it is displayed, then display me uh, how can how can we help us. Okay, I can just don't want to say every time when I just call the function. Okay, so every time it just prints welcome to alpha, how are you doing. I just don't want to, when I just call the function, it does the rest of my work. Okay, so this is the basic things if you regard about functions. Okay, so in detail you'll be learning about functions, how to use function, how to start writing functions, everything you'll be learning according to that. And then moving on a little bit, I just want to teach you somewhere, even though you are in a basic level, I just want to teach you some basics on how to write live scriptings and all, right? So I'll just walk you to some live scriptings. Okay, so what is mean by live scripting is, this is something similar to that of editor or working in a command window, same like that. But what and all you are doing, it will just fetch you the corresponding reaction. Suppose if you say display something, it will display it. If we're saying I'm going to plot a graph, suppose I'm writing here plot a graph, something like that, I'm just writing. So in parallel to me, it will start working out. So live scripting, where it will be uses, you are going to code for a certain big project. Okay, so if you are working in a big project, you won't be coding in a stretch. So what we'll be doing, they will be dividing those entire criteria into some very basic elements. So if they consider a project, they will be splitting into 23 or 24 based upon their complex nature, right? So what they will be doing, they will be separating each and every module as a single thing, and they will work on that. So in that case, live scripting will be useful. So I'll just take you some live scripting things, introduction about live scripting things. Okay, so I'll just close off the editor. Okay, I'll just go here, new live script, or else I just get in the drop down live script. Okay, so I'm here in my live script. So what is meant by live script, you can just, once I write the code and just when I explain, you can understand that neatly, right? So I'm just creating a variable called n, which value is 50. Okay, and I said create another variable called or, which gets a random variable values from n to 1. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to get another variable called m, and I'm going to find the mean of the values we are getting, that are random values, right? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to hold on that. Okay, with that I'm going to plot, what I'm going to plot, I'm going to plot a graph between. Okay, so I'm plotting two graphs from 0 to n and then m to n. Okay, and I'm just saying next, I'm just going to off that hold, and I'm going to give the title of the graph to be mean of random numbers. Okay, so I'll just give that, you just see what happens when I run. So it's doing in a live manner, you just see. You're getting? I just give 0 to n, hold on. Okay, whatever I do, whatever I do, whether my code, what is my code, okay, fine, this is the thing, okay, just find this, or else I just say n to m and just, I don't want to run every time, don't want to debug every time, I can just look into it, what all I want to do, just make it, just give me the live impact on my code. So whatever I'm doing, it just give me the live impact. I just say into 0.9. So it's gonna m plus m into m plus, I'll give 25. It's gonna give a live impact on me, right? You're getting that? Hope you are getting what is meant by live script. I don't want to mess up with coding and live script. You just, if you have a brief knowledge like what is meant by live script, it is more well and good. So what is the difference between working in an editor and working in a live script? If you are aware of, where do we get live editor? It's not a, it's okay, see, normal editor we are going to get in a home tab, we'll be getting new script. So after to that you will be getting a new live script. Okay, so this is all about scripting. Okay, this is all about the scripting. And if you just have any doubts, I just can clarify those. If not, I just can show you some, I can just walk you through some examples on functions so that I can elaborately tell that. Post the doubts if you have any doubts until what we have learned in this 5 days program, else we can just go into that. Kindly, I expect everyone, if you have any doubts on certain areas, so that I can just tell that. Else I can just start doing some functions here. So which is better, live editor or a normal editor? So live editor or normal editor, it's depend upon the things what you are going to do. So normal editor, it's not a big deal. Whatever you are going to do, it will be like a learner's perspective of things. If you are doing in a normal editor, so whatever you are going to do, you are going to run that, you are going to debug that, you are going to do that. But as I said before, uh, the live editor is nothing but whatever you are going to do, whatever you are going to make changes, it will just impact on your code. So on every, if you are going to see, we have 10 lines of code here. If you are doing a scripting something like 1,000 or 2,000 lines of code, okay, then it will be useful. So okay, this is fine, I can just move on to my next set of code, so I will just run that, so it will just impact me, rather than I just want to go to this takes new figure analysis. No, that's not a better thing, right? So yes, live editors, it is like we can change your code instantly. That's, see, in the editor also you can change. But why we are using live editor is like you can get a impact. The way MATLAB responds to you, that's matter in the live editor. Okay. Just hold on. I just post your questions. I just answer those. So I can get you some course here. Okay. So I'll just give you some online editors so that it will be easy for us. Okay. I have a path. What to say? Path problem to save my root directories. That's the thing. So I just did see. So I just mentioned my what to say. I just mentioned my function power. Okay, as x and n. If I give x and n value, it's like x into power n. Okay, so result of power, I'm just using the function called power and then 7 and 3. So it's like, what do you say, it just gets me the value. Okay, so if I just execute this, so my output will be this. Okay, you're getting that, right? So with the loop, I have to iterate if using two variables p. So you are asking within the loop, I have to iterate fn using two variables. Within a loop, I have to iterate fn using two variables. Yeah, that's what we have just dealt with yesterday, right? So what we have did, just if you just move back to the yesterday's class, just hold on, I'll just tell you what happens. In yesterday's class, we just have used two variables, right? So what we did is first we just started with an if condition and a for loop, right? So first we just said for a student, 5 subject we use, and then we just use a nested condition, and then what we just do inside each student also we just introduce another variable to iterate 5 times, right? So like that you can just iterate using nested condition. You can iterate. There is no problem in that. Okay. So upon completion of this class, I'll just provide you some basic example, sorry, practice exercise. Yesterday, I've just sent you a practice exercise to your group, and today I'll be sending you another set of things. You just work it on. I'll give 1 week time so that you just work on both the thing which I gave yesterday and today what I'm going to give. Just take a time within next Saturday. You just I'll just share you a link in your WhatsApp group so that you can share that to me, and depending upon that you'll be getting your certificates. Okay, and everyone will be getting the certificate. That's not a problem. Who are not registered for this, you'll be getting the certificate, but it will be like we can evaluate how much you have learned, right? So that's the end of the thing. So if you have any doubts, you can ask me so I can dedicate some time for your doubts. Okay, so sir, I want to find a secant method to find roots. Should I use nested loop there? Okay, yes, obviously you'll be using a nested loop there. So whatever you ask, it's what to say. It's something like we used to do in our second, or what to say, in our next set of programs. So we used to do that. If you want, I can just share the code in front of you people so that I can just I explain what to do that. Okay, I'll just share that. Okay, I'll just share that code. So yeah, I have got. This is the exact thing what you are asking. So I just tell you, right? This comes under just as you said, it is a nested loop. Okay, so you will start with writing. You will be having, if it is in a secant method, you will be having an equation, and then it is a, what to say, we'll be having input equation, and we want to find in that interval, we want to find the root, right? So first we'll be getting the equation, right? So we'll be getting the equation, we'll be assigning to the value a. Okay, so we'll be finding the inline of the equation. So we'll be equating that, whatever equation we get, we'll going to bound it in a certain equation. Okay, so we'll be getting the interval, first point of interval, and the starting and the ending point of the interval, and n we are going to enter the error in the calculation. So we'll be saying no, this much 0.001 or 0.0001, we'll be saying that error, no. So and then you want to do iteration, how many iteration you want to do, and then depending upon that iteration, it will start from 3 to 100. So basically we won't get much result in doing iteration 1 and 2 iteration. So we'll be starting with 3 to 1000. Okay, so we'll be doing our iteration. Once the iteration value and the iteration value we just get theoretically, and the iteration value which we get through this becomes equal, the function got breaks down, and it will automatically end. Most probably if you do that, it won't take much. Probably if it is not much complicated equation, it will take up to 8 or 9 iterations, not more than that. If it is very basic like cos x sin x or cos x plus 2 sin x, something like that, we'll be getting in some 4 5 iterations, that's it. So things about submitting is like you just share me as a matlab.m file. I'll just give you a link to submit that. Don't worry about that. Sir, I want a few examples of function. Okay, so as just hold on. Yeah, as just we have discussed what is meant by function, I just said no. I just gave an explanation about the function, and I didn't get detailedly, right. So even though this someone was asking me how to do the secant method in MATLAB, then for that I just explained. But if I didn't teach what is meant by inline, how to get a boundary, or how to take the iteration values depending upon this, it won't be like messing up for you, right. The same way, if I just say function, if I just go on with some examples of function, you may not be, but you just think that function is like a pre-defined set of codes. I don't want to write every time. I'll just create it as a function. Once I run that, once I call that in my code, suppose I just wrote a function, right, print n, right, like that. So in this code, at the end of these things, I just say I just will call my function, and then I just call, I'll use this name, some name I'll be having, I'll just use that. Once iteration it does, so function, whatever I just described in a function under this name, it will just execute here. Okay. So any more doubts or something? So I just at the end of today's class, I'll be sending you a feedback link as just okay. The feedback link based, you just fill that feedback link, so that it based on that one, it means based on the uh, details you provide in that feedback link only, the certificate will be provided. So make sure you just provide every details correctly before submitting. Just make sure you just enter the correct details properly. Okay, so I guess I have done to my fullest in the level 1, right. So if you have any queries regarding MATLAB or something, you want to, if you are doing any projects further, or if you have any uh, difficulty in accessing any code, or if you are just finding any difficulty, or if you want any help during developing a program in MATLAB, you just can contact me, so that I will be helping you through to solve your issue. Okay. So, and one more thing, so if people are interested for MATLAB program, advanced program, they just ping the corresponding group admin, so that we can just start off with the MATLAB advanced program. Okay. And another batch for advanced is starting from next week. Since you have, you want to complete your practice works, so I just postponed it. So actually, by next Monday, like coming Monday, we have an advanced program. So for you people who are not interested, we can just plan according to that. After that, next batch program. Okay. So thank you everyone. Hope you don't have any doubts. If you have any doubts, either doing your practice book, or if you have any doubts accessing any future, you can just Okay, I'll just read it out what I'm going to do, and I can share you the exact details what I'm going to will be having in our MATLAB Advanced program, right? So what we have seen till date is handling variables, doing some max and matrix, then operations on matrices, then advanced math functions. Then we just saw with interaction with MATLAB. Then we just saw how to import data and some MATLAB programmings and some basics of function, right? So in advanced level, we'll be seeing cell data types, and then tables and timetables, working with structures, and then data types conversion, and then these and all will covered in 2 to 3 classes, and then we'll move on with machine learning for data science using MATLAB, and then we'll be just doing this. Okay. And last 5 days we'll be covering on data perceptions, and then for machine learning using MATLAB, how can we do? Many people are thinking if you take MATLAB and a Python, for a Python, if you take, then it's then only it will give hand for either in as a machine learning or a data science, but it's absolutely wrong. It is very efficient to use MATLAB rather than a Python scripting program to for a machine learning or a data analysis program. Okay. So it will take roughly around 20 to 25 hours. So I guess we have done with the program. So I'll just share you the link. I'll just share now itself. So okay, post the gorillas. I'll just share you that. Okay. So thank you everyone. Thank you for their day and making the event a big one. Thank you. Thank you everyone. So shall we close the session? Shall we close? Is Emre have any doubts regarding anything like certification or anything? Okay. Thank you everyone. Great. Thank you everyone. Thank you.